High FM, 101.9 megahertz of life.
If you think that is confusing, have you looked at the Strait of Hormuz lately? It's open, it's closed, it's closed, it's open, I'm opening it, you closing it. Iran controls it, no, America does. What on earth is going on there? Tensions, of course, have continued to intensify. I mean, we keep saying they're intensifying, but they're pretty much there. It doesn't seem as though they have a much way to go in terms of tension. The question is, what is really going on in the Strait of Hormuz? Is it open? Is it closed? Are there lanes open? It's all becoming almost impossible to figure this out, which is why we've called in the expert. Dr. AMIT MOR is a CEO of Eco Energy, Financial and Strategic Consulting, and a senior lecturer at Reichman's University in Herzliya. Dr. AMIT MOR, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us once again. So can we just start with an understanding? I mean, we've all seen the maps, we've seen the pictures, but it's still difficult to understand what makes this so complicated.
Indeed. Publicly, we understand that, in fact, the Strait of Hormuz is closed by both sides. The American military is blocking any shipping of the Iranian side, both from the strait and also from ports at the Strait of, basically the Bay of Oman, the Indian Ocean, that are eastern to the strait, and the Iranian effectively are blocking all the other shipment in the Gulf because they shot and hit ships, and ship owners and the insurance companies are not insuring it at such state. So, as we understand, in fact, the strait are closed.
In terms of the United States closing it, Iran closing it, is it important who's closing it?
No, the fact is that the strait is closed. That's the fact, as we understand that from the public announcements. From time to time, if ships tries to pass it, and we understand that the Iranian hit at least 2 ships in the past few days. So the strait are shut. The major losers from that is first Iran. They are losing about $250 million a day from the absence of crude oil export and other products. And I would say Kuwait and Iraq, these are the countries which are losing the most. Saudi Arabia still has the route through the Red Sea and the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb, although I think yesterday the Houthis threatened to hit Saudi's ships. So we are not sure vis-a-vis the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb. And the Emirates, they have a bypass pipeline to the Strait of Hormuz, basically bypassing the Strait of Hormuz to the Omanian Sea, so to most of their oil. So the major losers are Qatar, of course. Qatar, they cannot export LNG. And Kuwait and Iraq.
Right. And that's fascinating. I didn't realize that Qatar was one of the major losers here. But considering their position with regard to Iran and Hamas, hosting Hamas, I find that quite interesting because it certainly, it's some of their own decisions that have arguably placed them in this position.
No doubt, the Qataris are trying to play all sides. I mean, they're supporting Hamas, they're hosting Hamas. They try to maintain good contacts with Iran. They are among the mediators, but it doesn't stop Iran from attacking them. And in fact, the beginning of the war, they attacked the largest LNG liquefaction plant at Ras Laffan. They damaged major damage to the liquefaction plant, which will take years to reconstruct. About 30% of the production export capacity of LNG of Qatar. So Qatar is solely dependent on the Straits for LNG transshipment. So they suffer a lot from this war and the closing of the Strait.
What are you saying in terms of the actual supply of oil through the pipelines and other alternatives? Does that mean that this could effectively continue and we shouldn't have this economic fallout or energy fallout that has been threatened?
No doubt. In the short term, that's a situation. But in the long term, no doubt in my mind, the importance of the Strait of Hormuz will decrease since the countries will seek alternatives. That is, Saudi Arabia most likely will construct pipelines via Oman to bypass the strait, and the Emirates already announced that they are going to double the capacity of their pipeline to bypassing the strait. And there are also talks about pipelines from Iraq to the Mediterranean. So in the long run, no doubt that the importance of the Strait of Hormuz will decrease.
So in terms of, first of all, international law, what is it within anybody's right, Iran, for example, to block the strait?
According to international law, all straits should be open to free marine transportation. Nobody can, according to the law, block them, because there are many straits in the world, the Gibraltar Strait, the Dardanelles, of course, Bab el-Mandeb, and other very strategic straits, the Far East and so on and so forth. So according to international law, in this respect, it's very important that the United States will insist that Iran will not have any type of control, future control, on the shipping of the Strait of Hormuz, not to charge any charges, taxes, imply any taxes and charges on the shipment in the strait, and of course not any other control as they are doing now. That's the most important mission. The war that began due to other reasons is now the war of Hormuz, and none of the objectives were specified by President Trump. Prime Minister Netanyahu, unfortunately, were achieved. The main issue for the Americans right now is opening the Strait of Hormuz, which was not an issue before the war at all.
Right, but well, it might not have appeared to be an issue, but it actually was, because at any time that Iran chose to, they could simply close it, which is what they've done. So perhaps it was actually an issue, but we weren't really aware of the extent of the danger.
No doubt. In this respect, the Iranians find the golden ring in this respect. They are controlling the strait. They are influencing the world international economy, and they shown resilience. They shown that despite that they are facing the strongest army in the world, they are facing the United States. The regime became more radical, as we understand that, and they won't give up so easily in this respect. Right. From their perspective, it is also good that the oil prices have increased now in around $92 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Just 2 weeks ago, it was down to $72. So again, a 25% increase since shutting again the Strait. So in this respect, from their perspective, it's they're happy for them,
Right.
since this is what is happening.
That is where we do need to leave it. Thank you for that, Dr. AMIT MOR, CEO of Eco Energy, Financial and Strategic Consulting, Senior Lecturer at Reichman University, trying to bring us some understanding of the complexity around the Strait of Hormuz.